we are talking about fractions. By definition, a fraction is an expression that can be written in form of a over b, where a is the numerator and b is the denominator. Okay, for example, 2 over 5 is a fraction, meaning, for instance, if I have $5 and I spend $2 on candy, it means I've spent a proportion or a fraction of 2 over 5 of my money, right? 5 over 8 is a fraction. Even 10 over 3 is a fraction. Any expression that can be written in form of a over b is by definition a fraction. Now, there are 3 basic ways that a fraction can be expressed. So let's talk about the types. One, we have a proper fraction. A proper fraction is a type of fraction in which the numerator is less than the denominator. For example, the first 2 fractions here are proper fractions. 2 over 5 is a proper fraction because the numerator is less than the denominator. So 2 over 5, 10 over 20, 100 over 150, etc. These are examples of proper fractions. Then we also have improper fractions. Improper fractions is just nothing but the reverse side of proper fractions. Here, the numerator is actually greater than the denominator. So we can have something like 7 over 3 is an improper fraction because the numerator is greater than the denominator. If we flip any of this, we have 150 over 100 is an improper fraction. We can also have things like 8 over 5, let's say 12 over 7, etc. These are improper fractions. And then we have a third one that usually will be derived from improper fractions. So it's called a mixed number. A mixed number. 3, we have mixed number. Mixed number has 2 components. It has a whole number and a fractional part. So we have something like 2 whole number 1 over 2. This is a mixed number because it has a whole part. This is a whole. And then it has a fractional part. We can have something like 10 whole number 3 over 7. 20 whole number 1 over 2, etc. It's a mixed number. All right, now let's talk about conversion of fractions from one form to another. Fraction conversion. Earlier we talked about 3 basic forms of fraction: proper, improper, and mixed numbers. So we can actually convert from improper fraction to a mixed number. Remember, an improper fraction is one in which the numerator is greater than the denominator. Let's say 5 over 2, right? 5 over 2 is an improper fraction that can be converted to a mixed number such that it will have a whole part and a fractional part. So how many times can 2 go into 5? Like 5 can be divided by 2 twice. So you have 2. But then there is a remainder, right? So that remainder will form the numerator of the fractional part of this mixed number. So that will be 1 over this denominator of 2. So 5 over 2 improper fraction can be converted to 2 whole number 1 over 2, which is a mixed number. Another example, let's say 10 over 7, right? 10 divided by 7 is 1, and there is a remainder of 3, which will form the numerator of the fractional part over 7, which is the denominator. Now, the reverse side also works. We can convert from a mixed number to an improper fraction. So, mixed number to improper fraction, right? So let's pick this mixed number, which we derived from this improper fraction, and try to convert it back to an improper fraction. So we have one whole number, 3 over 7. We convert it to an improper fraction this way. So you take the whole part, which is 1, right? You multiply it by the denominator, which is 7, plus the numerator, which is 3, everything over the denominator, which is 7, right? So 1 by 7 is 7 plus 3 over 7, and that's going to give us 10 over 7. So improper fraction can be converted to a mixed number, and a mixed number can be converted back to an improper fraction. All right, now let's talk about how fractions can be simplified further. Simplification of fractions. Now, simplifying a fraction means reducing the fraction to the lowest term. So, for instance, you have a fraction like 5 over 10. This fraction can be simplified further. It can be reduced to the lowest term. All we need is to look for a number that can go into both the numerator and the denominator at the same time. So, obviously, the common number here is 5, right? So, 5 into 5 gives you 1 over 5 into 10 gives you 2. So 5 over 10 is reduced to 1 over 2. Let's look at another example. Say we have something like 15 over 60. Now, we need a number that can go into 15, the same number that can go into 60, right? So it can be more than one number. Actually, it can be broken down further in sequence of orders. So while 2 can go into 60, 2 cannot go into 15, so 2 wouldn't work. But 3 works. So 3 into 15 gives you 5, and 3 into 60 gives you 20, right? But this is not the final result. This can be broken further. This can be simplified further, right? So we see that 5 can go into both. So 5 into 5, 1, and 5 into 20 is 4. We can therefore write 15 over 60 to be equal to 1 over 4. So these two fractions are said to be equivalent fractions. Right, so fractions can be broken down further to give you equivalent fractions. Alright, so as a concluding part of this video, I'll be leaving you with these exercises for you to try. Feel free to post your answers in the comment section, and also let me know if you encounter any challenges in the process.